Hey guys, this is Victor. Welcome to the Real E Twist. We're at our office here at Lionsgate Realty right in downtown. First week of January, we're really pumped. We're getting excited for the year. One of the big things that I'm sure it's on everybody's mind, what we're all talking about, I think what we all kind of been planning for the end of the year and stuff, is goal setting. Everyone has their New Year's resolutions, new year, new me, so to speak. There's been a lot of memes, everything's poking fun at it, but in business, you have to turn that page. You have to forget about what happened last year, whether it was a good year, whether it was a bad year. We have 365 opportunities this year, and so I want to jump right into goal setting. For me personally, I'm gonna go with the cliche that everybody always talks about. It's getting fit, but I don't want to just talk about getting fit physically. I'm also trying to get fit mentally. Have a better mindset, have a more positive mindset, with all the mental health awareness and all the issues that, some of these people are having. You got to take a look at yourself and make sure that you're doing the right things. I'm going to, most importantly, take care of my food intake. I work long hours, I'm on the road all the time. I think we all have long days where we just, we're just going 100 miles an hour. We never stop to eat. I don't eat very much, and when I do, I eat like a king. I'm eating Coke, I'm having donuts, I'm having steak, I'm having everything that you can name. I'll have it in one sitting. I feel like I have to catch up for the whole day. Is that not right? I mean, yeah. I stuff my mouth, so I'm trying to just get healthier all around. Just have a healthy intake of food, get a little fit, and then obviously take care of my mental health. What are some of the things you guys are thinking about?
Well, one of my main things is going to be definitely to get back in shape. Man, whenever I came into this business, it completely threw me off track. I wasn't expecting it to be the way it is. It's you're always on the road. And I was used to having a certain lunchtime whenever I was working a regular 9 to 5. So I knew when I was going to eat breakfast, knew when I was going to eat lunch and dinner. Yeah. And now it completely throw you off. You might get a call at the last minute from one of your clients. Hey man, show me a property real quick in 30 minutes, and if you want to be there for your client, yeah, I'll go show you, and then you're gone for 2 hours or something.
Let me jump in on that, man. That's so I had a friend. I'm sure everybody knows him. His name's Daniel. He had a set schedule: 7, break at 9:15, lunch at 12, 3:15 break. You're off at 4 or 5 o'clock. You had an easy schedule to eat breakfast, you eat at your break, you eat for lunch, you eat at your second break, and then you go to the gym and you're already ready for dinner. When you have times like that, it seems a lot easier. I feel like people don't understand my lifestyle. They're like, oh, you're at home all the time. You can always cook. You can always do it. It's not.
It's not, man. It's completely different. That's when I was in the best shape ever, is whenever I had that regular 9 to 5, because I knew when I was going to eat, and I knew all I had to do the day before was just meal prep everything else. And when I came into this business, I actually thought, to bring the point back, that, it's a lot easier, you're always at home. So I was kind of in that mindset, like, oh, well, I have time to do it. I don't got to prepare it no more. And it's not like that. So I'm going to have to get back into that routine of meal prepping for myself, counting my macros again. And not just that, but going back regularly to the gym. I kind of lost that motivation in which I had. I'm in a different mindset now, but I'm going to get back into it because, it's a healthy body, healthy mind, healthy lifestyle. That's what's important.
What are some of the things you have?
I'm not interested in losing weight. I'm in a different part of my life.
My man over there says he's good. He said I look good.
I'm actually not. My goals are different. I'm happy with my weight. I've learned to live with it ever since I've been in real estate. I learned to eat a lot better. Eating on the road. I think my main focus or my goal for this year is my kids. They're already going into adulthood, and so my daughter's gonna be 17, my son's gonna be 15 this month. So that's what I'm concentrating on. I want to get them started on their career. I want them to to be balanced. Okay. to learn how to make money.
Yeah, and man, and all that stuff's real important. That brings me to the next question. Yours is a little more in depth, so I feel like I really want to kind of break yours down a little more. When you think about things like that with your kids, it struggles. It's funny because I just had this conversation with an uncle of mine for his kids and things like that. And I was telling him, like, I don't have any kids. I don't have any idea in the world of how to raise kids, but I do feel like
don't think anybody does.
Right? I saw Slim Thug or Dave Dash or someone post something that said, there's no blueprint to this, But he was talking about business, and I'm assuming, with kids, my uncle said the same thing. He said, man, these kids didn't come with instructions. So it's really funny in that aspect. How are you gonna follow through with some of the things that you're saying? Like what are I feel like with meal planning, with losing weight, it's easy. You meal plan, but with something like setting up career plans. I mean, what's your frame mindset in that?
So I grew up in a time when it was like, hey, you have time to figure out what you want to do. You don't have to worry about it now. Just be happy and self-esteem and all that other good stuff that came with it. So my times were a little bit different, but what we didn't get from our parents was like you said, a blueprint, a direct explanation of what we should do. It was just kind of like do whatever, or we were kind of trailblazers if you think about it. So I think that what I have planned is this real estate is the number one career where you can make money and be flexible and still pursue other goals. Still pursue if you want to be an architect, if you want to be a rapper, if you want to be a bodybuilder, whatever you want to be. I don't know what these kids are dreaming these days. So that's what I want to give my kids. I want to give them this career. I want to show them how to make money in real estate, and it doesn't need to take a lot of their time. It doesn't take years of school. So if they want to pursue other goals, other careers, they can do so. But they're gonna start their life with this. By the time they're 18, I want them to have their license. As a matter of fact, I've already enrolled my daughter in school, and she's already taken real estate classes.
The oldest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's all definitely important. I mean, yeah, that just opens up a whole nother, aspect. It's the same, having a healthier mindset, having, trying to take fitness seriously, food intake. Anybody that knows me, I don't want to say that this whole thing, anybody that knows me, I say, I'm not unhappy with myself. I have high self-esteem. I'm really happy, but what I do notice is that things get a lot harder. It gets a lot harder to go out and enjoy a soccer game with my friends. I missed 9 games out of the 10 because I didn't even feel like running. Just little things like that, that I really do kind of miss, and things get harder. So I kind of sat back and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to start a new life. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. Not just this year, but for years coming on. I'm trying to just think more positive. And that's gonna come in form of knowledge from books. Talking to other people. I have a lot of friends that are really fit. They talk to me till they're blue in the face. To put me to sleep about their fitness and how easy it is, and all that stuff. But unless you want to make that change, unless even like your kids, unless they want these things, it's not gonna happen. So I feel like the whole everything really comes down to the core issue. What is the core issue? How what's stopping you from hitting your goals? What or how are you gonna make up? I guess what I'm trying to say is like just essentially, what's that core issue so you can plan around that? And that's kind of what I sat down and just started thinking, what's my core issue with eating out? Why do I eat so bad? Well, because I don't have time to eat. How am I going to fix that? I'm going to fix that by meal prepping. I don't have time to meal prep. Okay, there's a lot of services that will cook for you. I could keep making up excuses, but every excuse I make, there's 3 or 4 solutions to it. So it really just comes down to desire and want on yourself. So what I've decided, I've created a plan, I've researched and I've just really thought about what I want to be, how I want to be as a person, just realize that I'm not going to be young forever as much as I feel like it, and I think I've talked to you a couple of times that that's what I struggle in my mind, I'm still a 15, 16, 18-year-old kid, my mentality doesn't really change. It's really a slap in the face when I'm trying to refinance my insurance. I'm trying to bundle up my insurance right now, and I'm researching, and they're telling me, oh, you have, I have to show how many cars I have, or the assets, or this, that, and the other, because I have to. I'm trying to bundle them, and I'm confused why I'm paying X amount of dollars for insurance, and you just realize how far along you've come. And then even more so, you think like, I'm not a little kid no more. I'm not going to be young forever. I need to start taking myself more serious. I need to take my life more serious. I need to take my, you know, it's just a lot of other factors that you really got to take that hard look in the mirror and say, you know, am I really happy with who I am right now? Am I really happy where my life is going? If I continue this way, look how bad I've gotten as far as weight or whatever in the last 10 years. Can my body sustain another 10 years, you know? And things just started to get really clear for me as to why I have to make these changes. So it just gets really simple after that when you look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, and that's actually something that was running through my mind today. I was looking back at whenever I was going through school to get my degree, I kept telling myself, well, it's fine that you're stuck at this regular 9 to 5 because you're going through school, right? But there really is no reason for you not to elevate yourself every year. And I've been at a stalemate for about 4 or 5 years until now when I got into real estate. And actually that, I was thinking about that this morning, it kind of scared me. It's like, I mean, even though I was using schooling as an excuse, it really shouldn't have been, because you can always go back and try other aspects out, you know, other aspects of life, things that you want to do. And that's what I'm going to focus on this year for sure. That's another thing that I need to focus on, is actually growing. Not just aging, but growing.
Yeah, definitely. That brings up to the next thing, you know, as far as growing and things like that. I was fortunate enough, you know, to have family in my life, you know, and a family member in my life that was able to push me, you know, and I had this real entrepreneur spirit. You know, I really wanted to just, I really just rebel to the system.
The entrepreneur bug.
yeah, I had the entrepreneur bug, and I was just, you know, I hated clocking in. I hate people telling me what to do. I hate a lot of things, you know, that they are good qualities in a good worker are things that aren't, you know, words that you could be used to describe me. I'm never on time. I don't respond well to, you know, management. I mean, a million things I could just talk about what I'm not good at, but what I was good at is starting a conversation, being friendly with people, and selling homes. I really enjoyed putting people in homes, so I was able to find my passion, so to speak, very early. And with that being said, I was able to kind of help a lot of clients, which brings us up to the next thing. You know, when clients reach out to me, obviously, you know, we're in real estate, and their first thing is, you know, hey, you know, what do? They want to go look at houses. They want to look at these $300,000 houses, you know, on the water. They want to look at this. They want to look at that. You know, it's kind of like you haven't eaten all day, and I go to this restaurant, and I want to order everything on the menu because I haven't eaten. You know, I really don't know what I want, you know, but when you really sit down, like I said, you got to plan everything out, you know, which is kind of full circle what I'm getting to. The first step that I tell my clients are always is applying for a mortgage. What are we going to do? How, you know, it doesn't matter what house you want. It doesn't matter where you want to live. It doesn't matter if you're going to be in Austin and Dallas and Houston. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter who you're talking to. Your realtor should tell you the first step is applying for a mortgage to make sure that we're even qualified to buy a house. You know, one of the big issues that I run into with my clients is when they're applying for a house, they run into, you know, credit issues. So it's always really tough. You know, they get really discouraged. And everything, whether, like I said, it's health, whether it's mind, whether it's anything, it requires a game plan, you know, and I'm really strong on that I need a game plan. So I tell my clients that it doesn't matter if you've ruined your credit, if you've ruined your you know, you had 10 years of late payments, all that doesn't matter. What matters is that you made that decision to look yourself in the mirror, say, hey, I want to improve, and then from there, we're going to game plan on how to build your credit. So what are some of the issues that you run into, you know, when applying for credit, or how do you help your clients? What do you do, you know, with helping your clients?
Well, me personally, one of the first things that I do is I send them over to our preferred lender because I trust her. So even if at the moment she can't get them a loan for some reason, she will at least put them on the right path. And then from there, I check up on them at least once a month. Hey, you know, how's it going? You know, how's the new credit card that you have? You know, you're keeping it at a 30 or 50%. You're paying that off. You know, maybe 2 months later, hey, you know, let's reapply and see what our loan officer will tell you now, you know, to keep moving forward. That way, at least within maybe 3 to 6 months, you can hit that goal of actually getting a house. And it's the reason why I choose our loan officer is because I know she will be there for them.
Yeah.
You know, even if they already have a loan officer, at least send them over to ours, get them a second quote. It's always better to have a second opinion.
So it's funny that every time somebody wants to purchase a home, the first thing they think of is actually a realtor, and in reality, it's the mortgage person that they need to be reaching out to. Of course, with the direction of your realtor first. But so with that being said, you know, what a lot of people don't know or don't understand is that, you know, and I've said this thousands of times, everybody can buy a home. Everybody. Even if you had a foreclosure, as soon as that foreclosure hits, at 3 years after that, you can buy a house.
Wow.
So, I mean, and you think about it, 3 years is not a lot of time.
No.
And I'm not saying it's going to take...
most leases are going to be 15 months,
exactly.
You know.
And I'm not saying everybody is going to need to, you know, everybody has to wait 3 years or everybody has a foreclosure. The thing about it is that you need to get with your real estate agent, you need to get with that mortgage company, and they need to tell you, hey, this is what you need to do, and this is your time frame that you're looking at. And then they'll give you a better understanding of what you need. You know, all this creditkarma.com and all these credit bureaus that they pull and say, hey, I'm a credit, you know, my credit score is this, my credit score is that. You know, they don't understand that that those things are not for mortgages. You have to go get your credit pulled with a mortgage company.
Yeah, I run into that all the time. That people are, hey, I checked my Credit Karma and it was a 640. I mean, me myself, my Credit Karma says that I was at a 585, so I was freaking out. I call my mortgage, you know, and I'm like, hey, you know, go on ahead and pull my credit. Let me see where it's at, you know, and I'm still at, you know, 700 plus, whatever. So it's not, you know, that score. I don't really know how they put it together, but it gives people a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they pulled it, but it is not accurate. I mean, even you know, when you go buy a car, they're gonna pull credit, and it's gonna be geared more towards buying a car. They're gonna look for anything on your you know, on your credit that's going to help them determine whether you're a good candidate for that loan. When you buy a house, it's a whole different system. They're going to pull credit. They're going to look at your assets, and they want to make sure you can afford this home. So it's better just to go straight to the mortgage company, get your credit pulled with them, and let them tell you what you need to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors that come into play. There's, you know, DTI, debt-to-income ratio, you know, the amount of debts you have versus the amount of money you make. You might be able to, you might feel like you can afford, you know, $2,000 a month, you know, payment, but the bank, once they look at the cost of living in the area, when they're looking at the payments that you already have on your credit, you know, they're not even consider, you know, utilities like light, water, gas, or anything like that. They're just looking at things on your credit and cost of living. You know, all that plays a big factor. You know, you don't want to get into a situation, and the bank's obviously going to protect their asset, right? They don't want to lend money to somebody that's not able to pay, you know, or to you know, uphold their mortgage. So they're going to look at all those aspects. So definitely, you know, full circle, what I like to do for my clients is, quote unquote, create a road to success. You know, we have Joanne Lopez there at Gateway Mortgage. She has a rapid rescore, you know, tool where she pulls her credit and she's able to give us more or less, if they pay down X amount of debt, they can, you know, their score will shoot up a couple points. You know, as a matter of fact, we had a client do that. It was at a 580 credit score. We got him up to above a 620, and we were able to get him approved. So most importantly, you know, that's the step. We want to talk about goal setting, talk about personal goal setting, and I would hope that some of my clients, some of the people out there, if your personal goals include, you know, buying a home, let's set that plan up now. Let's apply for that mortgage. Quit being scared. Don't be scared to get denied. It doesn't matter. It's not like they're going to tell you no. It's not like they're going to put you on your Facebook, you know, Victorino Cortez with Lionsgate Realty just got denied, you know.
Bad credit.
You know, they're not going to put that. It doesn't matter. We just need to apply. You know, we'll get an understanding where we're at as far as credit score, price point where we can afford. That way we have an idea what we're looking for. You can start setting up your Pinterest board. You know, my friend Wes never gave me his Pinterest login, you know, so you set up your Pinterest login and you make these houses, you know, you put these houses in your price point, and you start creating your vision board, whatever it is, you know, where you have an idea of, hey, I want this house, I know I can get approved for this, I just got to get my score up, and we start planning that way.
And all that is actually very personal, you know. You know, a lot of times I have friends or family members that don't want me to help them because they don't want me to see how much they really make or what kind of credit, you know, they have, etc. And they can actually speak to the loan officer and tell the loan officer, hey, do not disclose my information.
No,
and they don't have to give us information, and all the loan officer will tell us is if they can buy and how much and how soon, and that's it. And everything can be, you know, very personal with your mortgage lender. It's not, you know, as I mean, We don't have to know those things.
Yeah.
It's none of our business.
Yeah, and most importantly, honestly, I can't even tell you the last person that I saw their credit score, their income, or anything like that. That's none of my business. I send them over to Joanne or to our preferred lender at Gateway or whoever it is, and we shoot that over, and it's out of sight, out of mind. All I got to do, I call and I'm like, hey, did they get approved? How much can they get approved? Oh, they're not approved yet? Okay, what are we going to do? What's the game plan? We sit down and we game plan for you. We'll put you in our pipeline, and we'll put you within a 12-month program. It's like you said earlier. If you want to buy a house, you can buy a house. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to buy a house. It really doesn't matter what your situation is. Once you make that decision, you start saving for a down payment. We start, doing all these things necessary to buy a loan, to buy a house. It can be done. It's easy.
Yeah.
That's it. Y'all have anything else? Anything else to add?
That's it.
Well,
Alright.
you can't buy a house if you're illegal.
You can with 20% down. There you go. So please be sure to like, subscribe, follow us. We're getting this podcast started. This is going to be a whole year thing. We have a lot of great content coming out for you guys. For goal setting, personal goal setting, all that good stuff. And as we get in, we'll talk more business. I'm going to invite a lot of other people out here. So just keep an eye out for our stuff.